So this video will be about Phil Heath from the 2015 Mr. Olympia versus Jay Cutler from the 2009 Mr. Olympia. Jay in 2009 arguably presented his best shape ever when he came to avenge his loss to Dexter Jackson, who defeated him in 2008. This video has been uploaded before with background music. I'll leave an annotation for those who haven't watched it yet. The pictures are taken from musculardevelopment.com and they have been combined and cropped using Photoshop. The front double biceps shows the incredible development of the arms for them both. It also shows the width Jay has in his chest over Phil, which results in having a better V taper. The sweep in Jay's lats is amazing. Both have high level of conditioning, which clearly shows in their ripped and separated wheels. Overall, both have great arms with incredible biceps peak, but I would give this pose to Jay Cutler because he looks more impressive and aesthetic with his wider chest and V taper. The front lat spread shows the width Jay has over Phil in this pose. Phil is known for having a narrow structure, so he can't hit an impressive front lat spread. Phil had a great conditioning that year, and we can see that in the striations in his rounded shoulders and chest. His arms and forearms look incredibly massive, and his wheels are huge, ripped, and conditioned. Jay's wheels also look great with the striations in the quads. Overall, Jay takes this pose because his lats are wider and they look more impressive. Both hit a great side chest pose. Phil's chest looks rounded, pumped, and striated, and his shoulders look explosive. His massive arms and forearms clearly show in this pose. His midsection is tight, and his wheels are huge, ripped, conditioned, with his pumped hamstrings and striated glutes. Jay, on the other hand, looks so impressive with his striated chest and shoulders. His arms are massive, and his midsection is tight. His wheels are huge and highly conditioned with the striated quads. It's a tough call to decide who would win this pose, but I personally prefer Phil because I think his muscles flow better and he looks more aesthetic overall. Not taking anything away from Jay though, however, I still think Phil would win this pose. Another side chest pose shows the great conditioning they both have with all the striations in their chest and shoulders. Jay's midsection looks mind-blowing in this shot. Overall, they both hit a great pose, and as I said, it's a tough call to decide who would win. They both hit a great side triceps pose. Phil's triceps are incredible, with the size and the definition he has in this muscle group, along with the biceps and the forearms. Phil's shoulders look so massive and shredded, and his wheels are huge and ripped with visible striations in the glutes. Jay, on the other hand, looks so impressive in this pose, with great shoulders and arms and tight midsection. Overall, a great pose for them both, but I think Phil would win the side triceps. The back double biceps shows Phil's superiority. Phil's 3D back shows with the incredible traps, rounded shoulders, and the amazingly developed back with the rear shoulders perfectly connect with his upper lats. His lower lats look impressive and his glutes are highly defined and striated. His wheels are huge, ripped, and his hamstrings are incredibly conditioned. Phil's arms are mind-blowing with the peak in the biceps and the striations in the triceps, along with his massive forearms. Jay, on the other hand, achieved great progress in the back area with his huge and wide lats and striated shoulders and traps. Even his lower back and glutes look better conditioned than in earlier years. His hamstrings are ripped and highly conditioned. Overall, a great pose for them both, but Phil would win the back double biceps. The back lat spread shows the great conditioning Phil has with his massive traps that extend from his neck till his lower back. His rear shoulders perfectly connect with his lats. His lower back is highly defined and conditioned, and his glutes look amazingly ripped and striated. Jay, on the other hand, hits an impressive pose, making use of his wide lats, but he doesn't look as conditioned or as sharp as Phil in this shot. His glutes are ripped, but nowhere close to those of Phil. His wheels are huge and his hamstrings are highly conditioned. A great pose for them both, but Phil Heath would win the back lat spread. The abs and thighs shows Jay's incredibly ripped six-pack abs with visible obliques. Although he has a wide waist, but Jay's abs look highly conditioned and ripped, and definitely had the best abs among the Olympia winners next to Dexter Jackson. Jay's wheels look highly conditioned and separated with striations in the quads. Phil, on the other hand, doesn't hit an impressive abs and thighs. His midsection is among his least impressive areas. His quads look huge and separated though, and the pump in his arms is mind-blowing. However, Jay Cutler would definitely win this pose. The standing most muscular shows the dominating shoulders and arms Phil has. His shoulders are mind-blowing and would definitely remind you with the shoulders of Kevin Levrone in his prime. Jay looks very impressive too, but definitely not as dominating as Phil in this pose. Another most muscular pose shows the incredible genetics Phil has in his traps, shoulders, and arms. The striations and the lines in his shoulders, chest, and massive arms reflect a high level of conditioning. His narrow waist and massive wheels also add to the perfection of this pose. Jay, on the other hand, looks sharp with the high level of conditioning he had that year. His wheels are mind-blowing with the size and the conditioning he had in this muscle area. The striations in his quads are also visible. Here is a crab most muscular. It shows the incredibly developed traps Phil has with his amazingly dominant shoulders and forearms. His chest, although narrow, yet highly ripped, conditioned, and striated. His wheels are huge, separated, and highly conditioned. Jay, on the other hand, hits an impressive pose with his amazing traps and wide chest and shoulders. Overall, a great pose for them both, but Phil, in my opinion, would win the most muscular pose. So overall, Jay Cutler would win the front double biceps, the front lat spread, and the abs and thighs poses. The side chest would be a tough call, but I would give it to Phil because personally I prefer his side chest pose than that of Jay. The side triceps is a tough call too, but I think Phil would win it as his triceps and arms areas are better than those of Jay, in my opinion. The back poses, including the back double biceps and the rear lat spread, go to Phil, and the most muscular also goes to Phil Heath. That was all for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one.